I mean, I'm very tempted, and write it down in pencil. I'm very tempted to stop playing now.
Hmm?
Not because like, oh, I don't want to play. No, like I'm very tempted to just like stop playing now, and then this is our extra life stream. Is
I
you come
mean,
over and we just play this from front to back.
we just do this.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Storymoders podcast. My name is Robert. Mike is back, and we have a returning guest here, Blaster Goblin. I'm gonna call you Beej. How you doing, Beej?
I will drive to your house
right.
right now if you keep calling him Beej.
That's a new one. I've never got that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a GIF thing, but I just Beej is
Okay.
funnier than Beeg. So
I get it.
yeah. Yeah.
We're not doubting how you got from A to B. It's
I
the
see the
why you
connection.
chose. Yeah, it's the why did you choose to undertake this journey?
Because I didn't want to be like Blaster Goblin, blah, like the entire fucking time, or Blast, or Gob.
As
Gob,
somebody who
whatever.
has to say the name frequently, I understand.
Yeah. So
I
you
get
get Beej or Gob. That's it.
Either is fine. I'll take
All right,
whatever.
Job. Okay.
I'm not picky.
Damn it!
So how's everybody doing today? Mike, you were missing last week. We missed you.
Yes.
He was
Ah,
making love to a car. If I remember
No.
correctly. No. Okay. Well,
no. Was working on a car, trying to fix my car.
look, I just
not-
heard the
not
words car, lube, fucking. That's all I heard. That's all I heard.
You know what? Again, I see how you got from point A to point B
Yeah.
on that one.
Yeah.
Not enjoying spends their week.
Yep. Oh God. So, but yeah, fixed my car, so that's why I'm back. And yeah, got home not necessarily in time enough to order DoorDash or whip something up. So tonight's dinner, couple of beers.
Hooray, beer!
Tired? Don't know what to do for dinner? Try a couple of beers. So,
Or 4, because that's what I've got.
I mean,
all right.
I didn't have the memo last time that there was a drinking podcast, and today I left the house and forgot my wallet, so I just had to pull what I had in the fridge, which is a Crown Royal Washington
what?
apple.
Okay.
hell yeah.
All right.
That's what
Gobby's
I got
going
going
crazy
today.
today.
But I will. I'll partake today. I didn't know before that was the whole
Yeah.
style of
No,
the
it's not
podcast.
like we had any other
Like-
episodes before the one that you were on that you could have, maybe watched or check out. It's fine though. It's fine. Anyway, I bought your merch. So, I'm just
I appreciate
saying support the people that you like. That's all I'm saying, really. So
Yeah, I bought a French dip design shirt that I got over there that just came in.
Hell yeah.
Which one?
It is the Limp Wrist Club shirt. that
Oh,
he sells.
fuck
I
yeah.
figured I've never
Hell
been
yeah.
to Denver, so Denver probably didn't make sense.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I saw he was selling them and wanted to
Yeah,
support
the
them.
Limp
So
Wrist
it's
Clubs
over there.
are dope. If you want another shirt designed by French Tip Design, storymoders.com for all of your t-shirt needs. Our logo was designed by French Tip Design, and it's on the shirts, so it's kind of similar. I mean, the whole Pride collection was just me using Canva and putting shit behind the logo that he made look beautiful. But still, half and half. Half and half.
I'll see if he'll take a return on this one and get one of those instead.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Perfect. Cameron, if you're watching / listening, don't accept the return. Make him buy more.
Fight it tooth and nail.
Oh, man.
While we're on the subject of French dip design, I like how I was here and then like the next episode you guys like redesigned the entire podcast. Like you had to wash the stink off of it from me being here. It was like
Yep,
me
so-
and then you had a guest and then it was all different.
Yeah. I mean, we're just like nobody can measure up. We peaked. Now we're gonna have to get a whole new logo after this.
Yeah, goddamn
So
it.
thanks a lot.
Welcome. What I'm here for.
Every time.
Just- Just here to make Robert spend his hard-earned money.
All right. We are doing good. I just got a charge from Discord. I don't know what the fuck it's for. I'm assuming Discord Nitro or whatever, and I forgot to cancel the free trial. So.
About to say. Oh man, speaking of, before we get going, me and the girlfriend have been abusing the free trial of Dash Pass. Like,
as you should.
It is. Yeah, because we're just sitting there, just too stoned to leave the house, but also incredibly hungry because we're so stoned, and we're just like, well, we need to order something. I'm a Grubhub guy because you get Grubhub Plus if you have Amazon Prime. Which also, if you have Amazon Prime, you've got a free Twitch subscription to give away to somebody. Let me just say, there's 3 people here who would not say no. 2?
Gobby doesn't really use Twitch all that much.
Ah, well then.
Yeah, he doesn't like money.
I am on Twitch now, but I do not advertise it well. So
yeah,
it's fine.
I can't use a Prime sub, but I could use 25 follows if somebody wants to go over there.
There we go. Just go give him a follow and go give me or Robert that Twitch Prime sub.
Not me, because I rarely stream, and when I do apparently try to stream, I don't have any audio because fucking TeamViewer. So
well then I guess you're giving that Prime sub to me.
Nerding for Beginners. Twitch.tv/nerding for Beginners.
As I am the only one on the platform and the only one who streams regularly enough.
There we go.
Yeah. But yeah, they do that thing where they're like Dash Pass thing when you get your order all ready to go. They're just like, well, you could save this much if you tried Dash Pass. By the way, we're doing a 30-day free trial. It's like, yes, I will go ahead and just take this for 28 days.
Yeah.
And be on my way.
And then it
I get it.
Then it expires on your account, and then you get it on her account.
Exactly. That's exactly
what we have allegedly been doing that with Paramount Plus for like a year and a half.
Paramount Plus, it's not even a real platform.
I feel like once we run that far out, like I should start saying allegedly.
Yeah, there you go.
Allegedly.
It would be racking up quite a bill if I were to be doing that.
Let's see. Speaking of Paramount Plus, is that on there? Nope, it's on DAZN. Okay.
Oh. Club World Cup?
Yep.
Yep.
Because why the fuck would you want people to watch it easily?
This is a discussion for when it's just me and you and we're both hammered.
Yeah. Which is going to be soon.
Yes.
I mean, Gobby's still going to be up there, but, we're going to be hammered. We're going to be talking soccer, and he's going to be like, oh, I get it, dude. I get it.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
We appreciate the enthusiasm. That's really all you got to bring. Just bring the energy.
Bring the rhythm. Bring the rhyme.
Mm-hmm. Get on up. It's football time.
Yep. Did they win in that? No, they didn't win.
No, they didn't. They famously lost.
That's the whole point. Yeah, that was the whole point. They should have changed that ending. Could have been a much better ending. And they become like global superstars, and they have commercials for other snow-related things like snow cones and ice cubes, I think. I don't know. Should have been a whole Cool Runnings cinematic universe is what I'm saying.
100%.
They fucked up.
Nope.
They fucked up.
Disney's always desperate for something new, so your lips to God's ear.
Gobby, I don't know if I asked you this the last time you were on, but I've settled on Gobby, I believe.
Okay.
Trying to ask every guest this question because this is a gaming podcast. So, what is the first game you remember ever playing, and what is your favorite game of all time?
Oh, those are easy. The first game I ever remember playing, it took me forever to figure out what it was. The first game, I ever remember seeing and wanting to play was Resident Evil 2. I know for a fact I didn't play it, but I remember walking into the room and seeing the police station doors open, and was fascinated by it, and then played Resident Evil 2 8 years later, and was like, oh my god, this is it. So that's the one I consider that was my introduction to video games. Yeah. And then it was probably Digimon World or something. That was the first thing I played. I played a lot of bad games. I rented Hey You Pikachu once from a family video. Like my
Did it
childhood
come with
games are
Did it
wild.
come with the mic?
Certainly did, and it
Okay.
didn't work.
Okay. I
And
didn't
then
think
my
so.
favorite game of all time is, of course, Resident Evil 4.
All right. Which one?
Doesn't matter which version.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Yep.
They're the same in my eyes.
Yeah. Really? Are they though?
Mhm.
Are they?
Yep, both flawless.
Yeah, but
Not a
one
single
you have to
problem
use
with
the
them.
GameCube controller.
And that makes it better. I don't
That's
understand.
fair. I don't know. I never had a GameCube. I rarely ever used a GameCube controller. The most GameCube gaming I've done has literally been on my Switch 2.
Really?
And it
Wow.
was like a couple of fights in Soul Calibur where I was Nightmare and I just beat the fuck out of Link and kicked him off the stage.
That's
So.
not even. I don't even know if that's like a good GameCube game.
Soul Calibur 2?
never
Fuck
played
yeah,
that
it is. Yeah.
You ever played like Double Dash or like Melee?
They only have 3 games on the Nintendo thing now. It's Soul Calibur 2, F-Zero, I think it's F-Zero GX, I want to say, and then Wind Waker. And like I don't want to play shit, so I picked Soul Calibur 2. You know?
Wind Waker is also very good. It's one of the few Zelda games I've ever played.
Robert's
Love that
got
little
a
cartoon Link.
No. Fuck Zelda. Fuck all those games. Fuck Link. Fuck Toon Link. Fuck not Toon Link.
No, not Toon Link.
Fuck all the links. Except for the Philips
not Toon
CDI
Link.
link. That's my link. That's my real link. That hand-drawn piece of shit.
that quasi-licensed material.
That,
Somebody's gotta
you know,
love
that
him.
whole shit. God. Fucking asshole. Okay, so, good answers. Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4. All right, then.
Yep, that's it.
And Gobby, since we had you on last time, you accomplished something. You accomplished an actual world record.
I did do that, yes.
A legitimate speedrun world record. What
Boy.
was that for? I know, but
It was for Tony Hawk Shred. Which we had a conversation about while I was here last time. So it's funny
Yeah.
that one happened to be.
Yeah.
how? Because I know that you were like, I think this is a world record, and you reached out to what, like the Tony Hawk, like a Tony Hawk forum thing, or
Yeah, so it took like you can see it live on the stream because I just leave all my VODs up.
Yeah.
And I finished it and I was like, it's like 2 hours. It's got to be like a speed run. And then I Googled it on the stream and there was no record of anyone ever finishing that game. I actually looked earlier in the day and I was like, how long is this? Can I do it in one stream? And
Yeah.
there was like 2 YouTube videos of anybody ever playing through it.
I mean, I get
And
it.
they were both slower than I did it.
Yeah.
So I went to the speedrun.com and tried to submit, and there wasn't even a classification for Shred. Like, it didn't exist. No one's ever tried. So then I just reached out to the moderators that like run the Tony Hawk speedrun community, and they were like, "Why do you want this? Are you sure?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "We don't."
That would have been my
recommend anything."
response.
I have.
I think I got the
screenshots of
speedrun
message.
record in Shred. Why?
Yeah. He was like, I hope no one ever does this, but sure, you can have it. And then they put it on the site
You
for me.
can
So,
have it.
So is it on
There-
speedrun.com now?
yep, if you go, it is now officially there. If you go to speedrun.com, I am the only listing under Tony Hawk Shred.
Oh my.
Some poor guy had to go through and watch the whole stream to see where I was, see how fast it was.
It's just
The best part is
one.
that's become like one of my most famous bits, and it was entirely by accident.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Game stats: followers 0, runs 1, players 1.
Time. Sure. Whatever.
He finished it. He got the credits. Yeah.
I don't expect anyone to ever try to beat that, so I feel like I'm locked in for life. Like that's
Yeah.
my claim to fame for the rest of my life.
Just.
So yeah, you can see here speedrun.com Tony Hawk Shred 2010. The Tony Hawk series. Any percent run, number 1 and only. First place, Blaster Goblin. with a time of 1 hour, 49 minutes, 25 seconds. And is that in-game time, or is that just like your actual stream?
That is from the moment that Tony starts moving
Okay.
to when the game is done. That's what they said it was timed from.
Yeah. And then did you actually play it on the Wii, or was it like an emulation?
Yeah. No, it's on a Wii.
Okay.
I don't know if it's possible to emulate Tony Hawk Shred.
That's what I was wondering. I don't know if you could. But yeah, just
I had
original hardware and everything.
Contact me, like after I had put all that information out there about working with them to try to get the Tony Hawk Shred or Ride board to like the games to function without the board, like with a controller, and were asking me like technical questions about how it worked. I was like, I have no idea, guys. I don't know. It just kind of does what it does, and I stand on it.
Yeah.
I want a world record that way.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason to why that game plays the way it does.
So now on our podcast, we have had an Emmy winner, a Peabody Award winner, and a Tony Hawk Shred world record speedrun holder. Mike, I think we've made it.
I hope you never have another.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely feels like we've made it.
We've peaked. Oh, god damn it.
Shit.
But
if this is the peak, I feel so bad for you guys.
Do we know anybody who's won a Tony?
The Tony Hawk Shred guy being your peak is not good. Don't bring me up with the others that you've included in that list.
I was about to say, don't take this the wrong way, Gobby, but you're on the podium, but you're not the top step. Like not to denigrate your accomplishment and your contribution to mankind and moving society forward, but
did you say a Tony Award winner?
I mean,
we need a Tony Award winner, not just a Tony Hawk Speedrun Award winner.
Yes.
It was a Peabody Award and an Oscar?
And an Emmy. An Emmy.
Yeah.
An Emmy. Are those nationally recognized?
Yes.
Or are those worldwide or just national?
What? The Emmy?
Worldwide. The Emmys?
Yeah, worldwide. Yeah, they're worldwide.
Is it?
I mean,
is it really though? Because mine's a world record, and that's an Emmy. Just say it.
He's got a point. He's got a point. You know
he's got a point. I'm not sure it's the hill he wants to die on, but he's got a point.
But there's a point somewhere in there. I think the Peabody Awards, though, are worldwide.
Are they?
Well, I mean, I know at least the team that won the Peabody Award what we're referring to is a Canadian team.
True.
It was Sunset Visitor for 1000 Times Resist. They won a Peabody Award the other month. You know, congratulations to them. I want to get Remy back on. No offense to you, Gobby. I love you. But I want to get Remy back on because, like, just to talk Transformers. That's it.
Yes.
That's so sick.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
That's, Gobby, if there's one episode of this podcast that I would recommend you to watch, it would be the Aaron Blart one. But if there's two, it would be Aaron Blart and then Remy Sue from Sunset Visitor. And he's like the director who made 1000 Times Resist with his studio, which is one of the most beautiful games ever created. And yet, in the podcast, there's like a 10-minute tangent just talking about the Michael Bay Transformers movies and the memes that have come from it and how much he loves them.
Yes.
This sounds very familiar. I feel like I did listen to this episode.
Yeah. And I ended it with the meme and it wasn't a copyright strike, but on YouTube it's like, hey, people in Russia can't watch this. And I'm like, that's fine. They got other things going on, I think.
They got bigger problems.
Yeah.
I've picked up so many of those in streaming, including MindsEye.
Yeah, which is what we were talking. That's a great segue. That's what we're talking about today. This is, I think, in the same way that your Tony Hawk Shred world record is a world record just because there's nothing else. This is going to be, like, I think, the most in-depth MindsEye review on the internet. And that's what we are here talking about today. MindsEye from... what is it? IO Partners. It's Build Rocket Boy Studios, right? And I'm gonna switch the screen over here. Okay. And actually, you know what? The stream is up. The screen is up. This is your first stream playing this over on YouTube. We're a pause just at the Xbox information window. But before we jump into this, and before we jump too much into MindsEye, we are going to play the ad that we made for ourselves.
This?
And
No?
if there's anybody else out there, you know what? If there's any podcasters or streamers, anybody, if you've got yourself like a 30, 45 second little video ad for your project, hit us up. We'd love to have anything in here for fucking free. Who cares? We're a dumb podcast with two dumb dudes who just talk video games. But hey, if we can put something else in here that's cool to look at and maybe get 2 eyes, 2 or 3. Potentially 4, but somebody might have an eye patch, so we're not sure. On whatever you're doing, hit us up. But for now, take a look at this. I'm Robert.
I'm Mike.
We're the Storymoders. We're 2 friends who love gaming.
So we started a podcast.
We talk gaming.
Games we like,
Games we don't.
lists related to games, you know, gaming. Sometimes we have kick-ass guests,
Streamers.
filmmakers, Emmy winners.
Just the one so far.
We get them all.
So, if you like gaming, check out the Storymoders podcast.
New episodes every Thursday on YouTube,
Spotify,
Apple Podcasts,
and wherever you get your podcasts. Welcome back. See, I didn't actually play it, Gobby. That's the beauty of this, you know?
You can see my gears turning as I was like,
he was
"It's
like,
not
"Whoa, I
playing."
didn't watch anything."
Do you want to be
Whoa.
silent?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I time traveled.
Yeah, anyway, we are back, as you can see, with MindsEye. This is the beginning, like I said, the beginning of your streams playing this game. And before we kind of... Actually, you know what? I can press play on this, because it's muted. You know, this is just one of your... How many... Was it 3 streams? I think you beat the whole game in, what, 3 streams?
I believe it was 4.
3 or
I
4?
think.
Yeah.
I tried to do it in 3, and it made it to 4.
Yeah. Because that last mission was 3 hours alone.
Yeah. For whatever reason.
God.
Yeah.
But tell me, before we jump into, like, what you thought about the game, which I think people can already pick up on, you were in, like, the content creators, did you just, like, find this and you're like, oh, I'll sign up for it, because why not, or...
I was actually kind of like hyped for this game. I remember seeing the reveal of it, and I was like, I saw Leslie Benzies, and I'm a big Grand Theft Auto fan, so I was like, oh, that perked my interest. And then I just kind of saw the like cyberpunky like Blade Runner vibe of the story they had going on there, and I was like, this is genuinely pretty interesting to me, and it looked really good in the trailers, and then kind of went downhill from there. But I saw they had this creator program, and I just applied, and they let me in. So I've been on the inside of it kind of for, I don't know, 2 or 3 months before it came out.
For a few months. You know what? For those who don't know, and as we, this isn't on the screen right now, but let's watch. Is there like a quick reveal trailer? Oh, nope.
Probably.
Yeah, there should be on there. There's a MindsEye channel that has a lot of that like early promotional content.
Oh boy.
There's like 2 trailers, and then nothing came out until like the week before the game came.
Yeah.
Love that.
So that was so this is from, because this was announced a while ago, wasn't it? Or was it literally just...
I think it was announced like over like at least over a year ago. 2 years ago, maybe.
Official launch. Yeah, everything right now is all like a few months ago thing.
The whole
that's
advertising campaign around it is very strange because it was tied to everywhere and then broke off from everywhere.
The game everywhere. So,
which I'm sure we'll get into as we get down the road.
So let's do this. I just want to...
You mean we'll get into something that Sony immediately abandoned? Wow.
Oh yeah, it's crazy, huh? So this is the reveal story trailer.
Hey,
for MindsEye.
Put the focus on this because, oh boy, I need to see this shit.
This is about how far I've played the game so far.
Okay.
This is the opening cutscene.
I am curious how far you played into MindsEye.
I'll tell you here momentarily. From game director Leslie Benzies. I think canonically this is a sequel to Mafia 3.
Yes, I do. It's some scumbags in Vegas.
It's Red Rocks. It's not Vegas. It's Red Rock City. But one of the first views you see is just of the Wynn Hotel and Casino.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I was so unfamiliar with I know literally nothing about Vegas other than like it's the casino place. So I didn't
Yeah.
know it was based in Vegas until I saw the sphere.
Oh,
Yeah. So that was the reveal trailer for that was the reveal story trailer, not the actual reveal trailer. The reveal was probably a few years ago. But yeah, that was the story reveal, and then there was a gameplay reveal, and I think the gameplay reveal is where a lot of people are like, hold on.
I know.
And then when they started talking more and more about it, how, this is part of everywhere, this is in everywhere, and this is going to be a community-driven thing, and you can make stuff in it, and it was just like, I believe this is their first game, this studio, Build a Rocket Boy.
Yes.
It's like, cool, you've got great ideas, fucking awesome. How about we get on base first? Let's try that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just put the bat on the ball. I don't even need you to reach first. Just make contact.
Yeah.
You know?
But it from what I could tell, and Gobby, tell me if I kind of misconstrued this. It seemed like their idea was that this was going to be essentially a new Grand Theft Auto and a new Grand Theft Auto Online. And it was going to spawn this entire ecosystem of players making their own stuff in this everywhere game. And then MindsEye was going to be kind of the linchpin and kind of the thing that brings everybody in. And now that it's out, I haven't heard shit about everywhere since pre-COVID, I think. I don't know. Probably well past that. But I don't know if I was just seeing things, because I do not even really remember hearing even about this game until probably a few months ago.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people were that way because I remember seeing it and like I put it in my list of things to remember, and then I kept seeing it it popped up at like a PlayStation showcase and nobody seemed to know what it was, and then it popped up at another. I was like, nobody remembers this but me. Maybe I'm just crazy remembering something, but yeah, they kind of were going for the adult Roblox vibe. So it seemed like they were trying to make, and their marketing was very kind of dodgy on what this thing was through the entirety of it. Like it was everywhere, and then it was not a part of everywhere, and then everywhere seems to have kind of disappeared, and now there's something called Arcadia that is linked to specifically MindsEye, and that's only on PC, and MindsEye is by itself on console but can get Arcadia content. So the way they've marketed and are trying to like drive everything to it does not really compute in my brain of what they're even trying to do.
Yeah. And like that's kind of where I'm coming from, with like, get on base first before you have, like, yeah, you can have these fucking cool ideas, but let's make sure that you know how to play the game in the first place, and then cool. Make MindsEye as great as it can be. But have all this other stuff over here. You don't have to announce everything at fucking once, because now, like you said, like, we're getting MindsEye. We heard it was part of this everywhere thing. Now everywhere's gone. Now it's this Arcadia, Astoria by Marianas Trench. Great fucking album. And yeah, just so much shit that they're trying to do all at once. And I played this. I started it today. I was going to play it the other day on stream, kind of referred to this a little bit. The way that my streaming setup is, the way that my streaming whole setup is set up, I've got all of my consoles and everything plugged into a streaming PC by my TV in the living room because I like to game in the living room. It's just, whatever. And then I use a MacBook to remote into that streaming PC and essentially just use OBS in there through TeamViewer. TeamViewer, the other day when I wanted to stream this game, I went into TeamViewer and they're like, "Oh, your free account is blocked because we think that you're using it for work purposes." I'm like, "I'm not. I can tell you that goddamn much. I use it to stream on Twitch. What the fuck is wrong with you, TeamViewer? Come on, Mike, yell at TeamViewer real quick."
God damn it, TeamViewer.
Thank you. So I remoted into it with this is some dumb technical stuff. I remoted into it with the MacBook remote desktop software. But for some reason, when I remote into it that way, it doesn't recognize the monitor that's plugged into it. So then there's no output. So it doesn't get the sound from my... I don't know how all of it's breaking in there, but there's just no sound from my capture card. So I started streaming it for a couple minutes. Gobby came in and he was like, "Hey, there's no game audio." And I was like, "Oh, well, there won't be." And then just ended the stream.
Well, shit.
But I think at that point, I hadn't even gotten this far yet, where you're at in this opening cutscene. And I just stopped playing.
You didn't play off stream?
Well, that's the thing. I did today.
Okay.
So my plan was, I was like, "Oh, well, I can't stream it right now. Let me do a little bit more Yakuza 0, because that's what I've been playing." I wanted to finish the business mini game. I thought I was close. I was not. I had like 5 hours left. So yesterday I was like, I'll finish the business mini game now, and then I'm going to jump into MindsEye. And by the time I finished that, it was 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, well, never mind. So today I just hopped on because I was like, I want to get on the sticks at least just a little bit. So I got here. So we start off in the desert, and then you just see the military guys, and they jump out of a helicopter inside of a haboob, and they can't see anything. And then dude from Mafia 3 over here throws up a drone, and it explodes something on the ground. I don't know. Goes into like an ancient ruin or something, sees some marks, and then turns evil. I don't get it. But once again, this is like very beginning of the game, so it's not going to tell you every little thing. Cut to Mafia 3 guy, whose name is Jake?
Jacob Diaz.
Jacob Diaz, yeah. Jake just showing up at his friend's house 3 years later. His friend Seb over here. Everything just fucking kicks off. Like
Yeah.
he shows up at Seb's house. And he's like, "Hey, man, I'm here." And Seb's like, "Oh, fuck yeah, I'm so glad that you're here. There's the guest bedroom, and I got you, whatever." He goes into the guest bedroom, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll take a water." And then has a flashback of him having seizures because of this thing that the little drone saw, and he faints, and then gets up, and then Seb's like, "All right, let's go." And they just go to work.
Yeah.
He comes into Seb's house, and Seb is like, "Oh, you're kind of dusty," and he's like, "Oh yeah, because of the dust and everything." And then apparently Seb's just like, "That's fine, let's go to work. I got you a brand new job at this place. You're a security guard, and you have full clearance. Whatever, but we're just walking over there, like."
It's like, are you trying to speed run a longer story that somebody wrote? Like, this is your game. It doesn't need to go this fast.
Yeah,
you can calm down.
So I got through this here. I got to Silva, and you just meet another character called Rigby, who's your boss. You're wearing these fucking clothes that apparently you were just sitting on a bus cross country. And then you just walk into work on your first day, and they're like, "You're a little underdressed." And he's like, "Well, I mean, I didn't have time." Then you should have gotten here a day earlier, Jacob.
Couldn't afford a Spirit flight, huh?
No, he took a bus. If I take a bus for an hour, I'm not going to want to go to work on my very first... No, fuck that.
If I'm taking a bus across multiple states, that means something's wrong, and everything you know about your friend Nerding for Beginners is in the window. Say hello to Miguel Sanchez.
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
Yep, I'm.
What the fuck?
Yeah, in my stream, within the first cutscene before I got the sticks, the entire character model of Jacob Diaz disappeared. Moments before I actually got to control him.
I was really hoping you could just play as the hair.
So this is, once
It's a
again,
sentient
the
floating
opening
wig.
cutscene. At this point, you haven't put hands on sticks yet.
No.
What
And
is
now
this
you're
goddamn
gone.
music? Oh my god. What the fuck?
And now this is the first time you actually get on sticks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got here, got to Silva,
Had to whip
did
around
the
and look
first
for
little
your
mission
hair.
where you kill a few of the robots in the desert because they escaped, and then followed a dude to a building. Because somebody was like,
Typical Vegas
then
shit.
all of a sudden, like, it's your first day at this job. They don't know who the fuck you are. You're a security guard. Here's your outfit, which is just a vest. Here's a gun. Now
Piece
go to the
keeper, I
desert.
see.
Go to the desert, kill some rogue robots that has never happened before, and we're just gonna send the new guy. And then you get back, and they're like, "Oh, we're getting a ping. Apparently, an employee is like stealing some sort of hardware." And now you, the brand new guy who just showed up, and none of this has happened until you walked in.
Go get him, Tiger.
We're gonna give you the reins of a drone to follow this guy, and then watch a deal of some sort. And
Fuck even is this game?
that's how
This
far I
feels
got.
like
I got to that, and then there was a whole talk about a Morrison guy, and then first day of this new job, you showed up at Seb's house 20 minutes ago. Hey Seb, help me break into this office that's been locked because this guy died years ago.
This
This is
game
within
just
20
seems like a
minutes.
series of. This game seems like a series of ideas that were written down at very different times, but somebody's just like, and here's our design document, the Bible for this project. Wham.
So you hit exactly where I had a immediate problem with the story. Is the first thing is like you get there and then you fight the robots, and then he has like this like confrontation with Seb about getting into the office.
Yeah.
Which normally in a story, like, they meet, they reunited after all these years, they become friends, they move in together, they get the job. Some time goes by, and then this like conspiracy thing, they'll start having their little fallout.
Yeah.
It feels like this story starts in the middle.
Yeah.
Like but they never give you the beginning.
Well,
Like,
that's the
it's
thing.
Like,
They show
here's
you
the middle, and we'll
they show
go
you
to
the
end.
beginning, and then it just jumps to the middle.
Yeah, but
Like-
they never like really touch on the beginning very much. Other
Yeah.
than that,
The beginning is you
Back, like,
show
one
up at
other
this dude's
time.
house. He hasn't seen you for years.
It's
And
like
he's
a
like-
Tarantino film, but like somebody who's only ever heard of Tarantino films trying to make a Tarantino film.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta go back to the
Yeah.
beginning. Story starts
That's a
here.
great description.
All right.
God damn it.
Let's do this one more time. I'm Jacob Diaz, but you know me as your MindsEye. Also, they said MindsEye within within that first 10 minutes.
Yeah, they said it. They said it.
Like when you're about to tail the dude who stole shit, some guy comes in who is apparently in control of the drones and then just gives you full control. There's a lot of stuff here. I don't know. And he just looks
Hold on,
because Jacob Diaz has this implant. And he's like, oh, "You have a mind's eye." It's like, really? That's what it was called?
Robert, this feels like a game that we are going to get together and play while very drunk and stream.
I don't recommend it.
I'm just saying. November's coming up.
This is true.
Extra live
But
stream.
again, something we can talk about afterward.
Yeah. But that's how far I got.
This is
Now-
my first interaction with this piece of shit.
Yes.
It was Robert telling me you were coming on and we were going to talk about this game. And
So
I'm like,
you've never like heard of it?
no, I have. Let me tell you something. So this is not the first podcast I've been on, but this is the first podcast where I am not host, executive producer, guest booker, like lead graphic designer, all that stuff. So I'm like, I am just blissfully unaware.
Yeah.
I am just trotting through the world of video games, playing the same 6 games over and over again. And man, it's fucking great. I don't have to learn about pieces of shit like this. I just every so often get angry and have to yell at Randy Pitchford, that bullshit magician.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
He
I love the
does.
vibe that Mike brings to the show.
Yeah.
This is 3 beers on an empty stomach after fighting with this car for a week.
Yeah, quick aside about Randy Pitchford. I was in former guest Aaron Blairt's Twitch stream the other night, and if you guys remember from that episode, I think it had already been said, not necessarily announced, but it was already known that they're doing a Clueless Gamer episode about Borderlands 4.
Borderlands.
Yeah, Borderlands. Thank you. Somebody gets it. But apparently
Gotta
last
say the
week there
title
was
correctly.
yeah, there was like a Borderlands event for like the press and everything, and they went to it. Aaron Blair and I don't know if Conan, but like I think it was for that and everything. And so he's streaming and everything. And he's talking about this thing. And he's like, yeah, I was talking to this guy and just for a couple hours just about games and about movies and everything. And his name is Randy Pitchford. Seems like a nice guy. Apparently he works at the studio. And then just a bunch of us in chat are like, oh, Randy Pitchford fucking sucks, dude. And he's like, oh, well, that's not fun to learn.
No. Randy Pitchford needs to get bullied, like
Yeah.
old school, high school bullying, like
It's
shoved
like
into a
it's like he's
locker,
done
give it a
this.
squirrely.
Like he's a dick, and he's like, oh, he seemed like a nice guy when I was talking to him. And I was like, yeah, that's a point, bud.
Yeah, a lot of assholes are really nice to your face, and then they become assholes later.
Yeah, but that was just that because you mentioned Randy Pitchford.
Amazing. All right, you guys keep going. I'm sure I'll be able to slot back in easily enough with this piece of shit game that you bravely suffered through. Thank you for your service. I'm gonna go grab a few more beers.
All right.
As of last night, I got all the achievements.
You did.
I did a quick hour after stream to just clean up the last 2.
You know what?
Attaboy.
I mean, let me ask you, how is the achievement list?
It is borderline nothing. Like you just play through the game, you basically got it.
Okay.
Yeah,
fair.
there's.
I mean,
that,
I got an
and then there's,
achievement
like, a
in
weapon.
that opening cutscene before I even had the sticks. It was like, oh, you got a lens thing. It's like I haven't touched anything.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, it's basically all story achievements, and then there's one for not damaging a drone when you fly it through a vent and collecting all the weapons, and that's it.
oh, okay. Easy enough. Okay, so let's on a scale of 1 to 10, Gobby, what would you give this game?
It's functional,
Okay.
so it's not a 0. This
Yeah.
isn't like the lowest of the low.
Yeah.
And the thing I keep saying about it is that if they took the time to polish it up and actually put some work into making it into a good game, it could be a half decent Xbox 360 game.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So for that, I give it's like a 5, 4 or 5, 4 probably.
A 4?
I'm being generous going with a 5, but yeah,
Okay.
I'd put it if I don't really work in number rankings, but I think if I had to put something on, I'd say like a 4.
Like a 4?
There is a
Okay.
game there that's functional. It was entertaining to play for the joy of other people, not for the playing it part. 4.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 4.
So here's the thing. I said between 1 and 10. I didn't tell you what the numbers meant. 4 means masterpiece. So Gobby fucking loves this game. Greatest game of all time. 1, semi-masterpiece. 10, dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
7, the Deadpool game.
Oh, it's 7 for sure.
So a 4 out of 10. Yeah, that's it. Like I said, just from everything that like the bits that I've seen, watching you play, and then me playing for 20 some odd minutes, bland.
Yeah.
Is probably the word that comes into mind. It's like, hey, we're gonna do these cool things, and there's this mystery with these weird symbols that the drone saw at the beginning that made it go crazy, and now it's on the ground here. Once again, nothing ever happened apparently until Jacob showed up. Come on, what are you, fucking Gotham? Bruce Wayne disappears for fucking 10 years. He shows up back in the city and Batman comes around. Come on, get your head out of your fucking ass, Gotham.
The coincidence, goddammit.
But yeah, let's go into kind of the what are the good things? What are the pluses? The positives.
That's a loaded question.
God, yeah, that is a loaded question. Everything
and also,
I
let's
have to say
make sure
about it
everybody
has
knows
a
he
caveat.
did get the game for free
Yeah. Oh, I probably should have
through that content
that
creator
off,
program.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so did I, because he
Yeah.
gave me a code.
Yeah, it was provided to me by Bill the Rocket Boy. All of my good things have a caveat that is something bad.
That's fine.
The game does, like, the gameplay doesn't feel awful. It feels like Grand Theft Auto 5. If you like a 13-year-old game, then you probably will enjoy playing, like, the gameplay aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because the shooting is Grand Theft Auto 5, the driving is Grand Theft Auto 5. It's like they just picked that up and threw it in Unreal Engine and we're like, all right, let's go.
That is definitely one thing. Like me, when I finally was starting to move and everything, I was able to quickly get into what I was doing. You know, you walk up to a buggy and I pressed Y just out of instinct. It's again Grand Theft Auto. That's how you actually get into the buggy, and that's how you get out. You know, you can go into cover, press B, super easy, and it feels familiar. Which there are a lot of games that decide, oh no, we're gonna make it different. You know, I'm looking at you, Watch Dogs. You know, but yeah, the control.
Watch Dogs apologist over here.
I loved Legion.
We're taking a lot of games to task on this episode.
Yeah,
okay.
Like, oh god, I lost myself in there. Like it like you said, it is familiar. It is Grand Theft Auto. It is you have the weapon wheel exactly like GTA 5. The driving feels the same. The running feels the same. I clocked it from the trailers. Like before I had even touched the game, I saw the trailers and was like that. It looks like you could tell me that was like a DLC for GTA 5, and I would believe you 100% because it just is
a DLC or like a mod, like a fan mod or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like an up-res mod is a great way to describe of what it looks like.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know if there's a lot of other pluses to the game other than that.
You know what? Fair.
That's kind of it. It's familiar. It is a game that plays that you can play it all the way to the end. There's a story there that makes no sense at all. The part you get down into it, it really gets confusing.
We're going to spoil this game probably as well. Because we're talking about that ending at some point here.
You let me know when we go full spoilers.
Oh boy.
I'll unload.
Yeah. So the pluses are that it kind of feels like Grand Theft Auto. And you can play to the end of it. You lost the target.
Oh yeah, don't get me started on that camera thing.
Yeah.
Nothing works the way it should.
Yeah, I was about to say, this feels like something that, if presented in small pieces, it'll get people hyped, but the more and more you reveal, it's just like, oh, it turns out they didn't put a floor in this car. Oh, shit.
Yep. Yeah, that's 100% exactly what this game is.
Yeah. Was it your... Oh, no, it was, I think, just like a different clip that I saw of somebody who... They were playing it, and they ended up standing on a car. And then the car just, like, because it was somebody else's car, they were standing on it as it started to move. And then they just slowly sank into the car. Like, as a passenger or something.
You have become one with car.
Yeah, from these streams, I have a wealth of, like, weird glitches and other, like, things that I've... Like, the floating hair. A little before this segment, when you're driving in the car, the tires don't spin. They just have, like, a blur over them. Like, if you look, you can really see the tread on the tire staying in one place as the tires move. and I turned off the motion blur, and then you just see that the tires are stationary. The AI sometimes just like stares at the wall, doesn't know you're there. It'll run into other AI's bullets and die.
To be fair, same. Fucking same.
Yeah. I hopped into the buggy, which is like one of the first things you do. You get a job, and they're like, "Hey, drive me in this vehicle." All right. And took the buggy, went and got my shit, and then it was like, "Hey, go out to the field because these robots have gone rogue and you need to kill them." And then apparently you just have to pick up your friend Seb. I must have missed a line of dialogue, but it's like, "Go here," and Seb's just standing there, and he's like, "Oh, okay, pick me up." But I pull up to just the road to pick up Seb, and I stop my car. There's no one there. And as I'm waiting for him to come through, like another car just comes up behind me and slows down and then just hits me and keeps trying to drive. And is honking. And I'm like...
The inspiration from Grand Theft Auto is felt all over the game.
You know? This camera thing didn't give me too much difficulty. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what my problem was, but it just did not function the way I wanted it to.
It's fair. I also I don't know if putting it... the first thing I did was press start. Because the game, when you hit start, it just goes right into that opening cutscene and goes into the game. So I pressed start and I changed some settings. I put it to easy mode, because that's what I like to do. Storymoders. What up, y'all? Put on subtitles, because those weren't turned on by default. Turned off motion blur. Just kind of went through all the settings there, and I was like, cool, let's jump into it now. I don't know if that made any sort of difference on why this just... Because there were definitely times where I just kind of moved the camera around and I couldn't see him, and I didn't fail. You know?
Oh, yeah. Mine, like, if he wasn't on there the whole time, then it was immediate fail. Okay. I know there was some hot fixes after, like, my first or 1 or 2 streams.
Fair.
I don't know what they did, but they did do hot fixes.
I mean, one of the hot fixes may have been in that opening cutscene, I didn't just see hair. I saw a whole person there.
So. Oh, well, that's good. That's definitely an improvement. I know at one point there's a CPR minigame, and I think they lowered the difficulty on it because it was really difficult.
Yeah.
What, you mean,
I think watching you do that.
Like, you control it with, like, it's both sticks, and it follows like a line, and you have to move both sticks at the same time across the line, and then I think also hit the triggers for the chest compressions.
Yeah.
It's just wildly complicated. It's way too difficult. It should be one stick to move that.
Why?
This is...
Why even have a CPR minigame?
So...
Like, of all the things.
It's integral to the story.
Right here.
You have to have it.
Say the name! Say the name!
They said it!
Yeah.
Fucking said it!
Fucking said the name of the game already! 32 minutes into your stream. And you'd failed a couple missions.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's like Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, when they say Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Totally organically.
I'll save the world, because I'm Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
Pretty sure that's the one with Gene Hackman in it.
I mean, Gene Hackman was Lex Luthor in all of them.
God.
Yeah, Gene Hackman
I think that was
Luthor, and Reeves was Superman. Richard Pryor was in Superman 3.
Oh yeah, Superman 4 was where they had the weird, not Bizarro Superman, because that's actually a real thing. Just like that weird, like, Atom Man or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Just
weird. Just fucking dumb.
Anyway.
Dumb.
Amazing. How dare you?
So we've covered all of the positives. It plays. It functions, kind of, sometimes. What are the biggest...
Well as a Ubisoft game.
What are the biggest problems? I know there's a lot, but what are the biggest problems, in your opinion?
Boy. How much time we got left?
As much time as you want, baby.
Yeah, as much time as you want, but I'm going to be real. I got a hard out in about an hour, so...
Fair.
I may go over it. The biggest shining problem, like, immediately for me, there is no map. There's no map. I don't know how big this place is. I don't know where anything is.
I hope you're
There's
familiar
not
with
a map.
Clark County, Nevada.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And there's a whole city there. You don't go into it very often. Most of the time you're out in this desert. So it's just dirt and rocks for
Yeah,
your
all that
landmark you're trying to find. There's a little radar in the corner, and it has a little circle in it to tell you where to go. Other than that, there's no map to see where anything is or what you're doing.
Might as well put
When
a
you
fucking arrow
played, there
just
was the
floating in the
mini-map, right?
sky.
Yes, yeah, there is a mini map in the corner.
Okay.
That's it. You can't blow that up. You can't. There's no way to manipulate it at all. It just is that little like radar. No real map, and there's not like
That's
really good GPS system. It's mostly just a little circle in the corner, wherever in the mini map to tell you where to go.
Yeah.
The the other massive problem is you can only drive your own car
what?
through the entirety of the game. You can drive. They give you a Silva car, and that's the car you can drive. You can drive. You drive it to the factory, and then you have to get out and get into the little buggy to drive into the factory. Because if you drive your own car and then you fail, and you can't leave in just the buggy because they make the start of every mission getting in your car. And since you only have that little circle to know where to
What?
go, you can't figure out where the destination of the mission is without getting into your car. So you have to drive your own car. You can't steal anybody's car off the road. So if you wreck your car, it's done. You have to walk.
You're just done.
You can't take somebody else's. Occasionally there's like a mission specific Jeep you can drive and like a big rig. But those are only for that mission, and you can't drive a different car during those. You have to drive those. You're always locked to one vehicle at any time.
So you can't. So unlike Grand, you can't just like walk and be like, "Oh, I want to drive this car."
No.
There's not even the option.
Even once you get to the last like 4 hours of the game, which I thought would be the ending, you unlock free mode. Including in free mode, you cannot steal a car. You have to drive. They give you like a Toyota Corolla that you have to drive around in free mode.
And they also give you that
can't
weird
access
fucking
maps.
character who's wearing a mask and a fucking crop top.
Yeah,
Just some
that
old
guy.
dude in a gas mask.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah, he just drives his white little Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
All right. Don't knock my summer look, ass. God.
Okay, so we've got.
So,
Go ahead, Mike.
so that's your reward for unlocking free mode. Old dude,
Yeah.
dude in gas mask, Toyota Corolla. Just aiming for the middle. As much as one possibly can.
After going and getting the achievements, I went in to like see if I could alter him or what there was to do in free mode. You can't alter him. You can't change his car.
It's
You're just him, and then there's like little icons on the mini map that you can drive to do like a race through rings, not even with other cars, or like you go to a parking garage and shoot at people, and that's free mode.
Man. That doesn't sound very free.
Yeah.
It is. This game is like borderline on rails.
Yeah, this feels like with way more potential, but just either you had the wrong people at the helm, or I maybe just be reading into this way too much. Just seeing potential that's not there.
Yeah, I like I said earlier, it definitely, you could polish it and make it like a decent like 360 era game. But clearly there's a lot of things you got to fix before it's like you got to let somebody get into another car. That's a big issue. You need to have a map to see at least what the world looks like that you're in. I mean, just like survey the land before you drive over there instead of just aimlessly driving through the desert.
Yeah, what confused me, and I mean confused, I was just kind of like, what? It's kind of weird. When I was playing the beginning here. Yeah, befuddled. Maybe.
Yes,
let's go with befuddled. Yeah. What was kind of befuddling me is for the mission where you are supposed to go get these rogue robots, you hop into the buggy, it gives you a GPS path, which takes you to Seb, your friend, who is just standing there. And then it's like, all right, now we got to go get these robots. And then a thing pops up on your minimap, but then there is no GPS thing. So I'm like, wait, is that in in here and I could turn here. So I started driving around the facility, and then that was going away from me, and I was like, wait, no, I gotta go outside. And also, I picked him up, and there was no GPS thing, and then my little thing on the screen was like, oh, use the left stick to control your car while it's in the air. Like, that's a weird thing to just tell me. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Because then I started driving on just a road. I'm like, why is my car going up in the air? And then turn around and go out to just the desert. And I was like, oh, I get it now. But just in the 20 some odd minutes that I was playing, I was like, this is a weird decision to just either give me the GPS or don't. Let me figure it out.
Yeah, there's the like restriction of where you're trying to figure out where to go is like borderline impossible, especially within the facility, because like if you're looking at the gameplay now, like you have the little road while you're driving, but
Yeah.
then it will go off into like a side room, and it's just a dot, and it could be 2 levels up above you in the building, and you have no idea. Like you'll wander over there, and you're like, oh, okay, there's nothing here, and then you go out and go a mile
failed.
to the other side of the building, get in an elevator, and go up, and then find where you're supposed to go. The whole thing's a maze.
I just wanna point out here on this failed screen. It's not there are civilian casualties. It is too many civilian casualties. We'll let you do 2. Okay,
Yeah,
you get
I think
2.
it was 2 exactly how many I hit. Yeah.
Like,
And then thing seen on many CIA dossiers. Too many civilian casualties. We gotta deny this shit.
In the loading screen, with quotes, everyone's playing someone. Jacob Diaz, the main character of this game.
I would like to cite my sources, myself.
I got to the end of this game and realized I didn't read a single one of those quotes.
Yeah.
They pop up every time like there's a loading screen. I didn't pay attention to a single one of them.
Like this dude's shitty daily affirmations are the loading screen messages.
You're
Instead of
good.
useful
People
tips.
love you.
See it, be it, or whatever the... Get on that Sigma male grind set. I don't know what the fucking people are saying nowadays.
Oh, God. So, you played through the entire thing. Tell me some of the biggest, the most memorable glitches that you found.
Oh, most certainly the hair one. The hair one was a big issue. That is by far the most memorable.
Man.
Did that happen again, or was it just the one time?
Just the one time.
Okay.
There were multiple crashes. It crashed a couple times.
Yeah.
You mean to say this piece of shit isn't stable? Well, never.
I believe it crashed 2 or 3 times in those, like once per stream. Something like that.
And that was one civilian. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fully okay.
He just broke his femur. You got 20 minutes before he dies, so
tell him, Peter.
That next
It felt kind of inconsistent sometimes. Like I feel like I'd hit one, and then I'd drive a little farther and hit another one, and it wouldn't count. It's like if you do 2 at a time, it's a problem.
Yeah.
But one murder is okay.
But if you just mow them down individually, you're fine.
I'm gonna play this game. So I am going to play this game. Okay? Because I can typically find the good in even like shitty games, unless it's actually broken and you can't play it, you know? So this just seems like a game that is like, yeah, put on a podcast, kind of zone out, and just you can do the missions, kind of run around. Yeah, you're shooting people, you're driving and everything. The story's not too important. But when it functions, it's something that you can do. You know?
Oh, yeah, like, you're not gonna, like, be bored by the gameplay. The gameplay is fine.
Yeah.
It's just a technical disaster.
Yeah. And the gameplay, like, you mentioned a couple times. Yeah, you mentioned it a couple times. Like, a 360 era game. Like, this seems like if they tighten the screws on it, it could be just a fun-ass... It's not going to be... It wasn't the best game. But...
No.
It could be fun. It could be fun. It could be enjoyable. Not going to be fucking $70 enjoyable.
No. this is something that you pay like $30 for, and it just sits on your hard drive
Yeah.
until you're like, what the hell is this thing? And then, you know,
And then you jump into it, you're like, oh yeah, this kind of sucks, but it's fun enough.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
everyone that jumped into the stream and asked, like, is it worth playing? I was like, not if you have to pay money for it.
Yeah.
I would not recommend paying a dime for this.
the
I mean, I
fucking
think I
worst
said like
indictment.
I think I said like $5 to $10 on sale.
Ooh,
Which could be like next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, I think also with that like 360 game, I'm gonna back it up a bit here.
Mhm.
Like the 360 game thing, I think it helps to know that the last game that Leslie Benzies worked on before this was Grand Theft Auto 5.
Which
A
was
360 game.
a 360
He
game.
made, yeah, he made that and then left Rockstar, and then this is the next thing he's done since.
Yeah.
And it like is very clear that this guy has been out of the loop for the entirety of the last like 12 years.
I made this thing that you're buying all these years later. Why should I change the formula?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, so once again, this is the where he's at on the screen here. In the story is Jacob Diaz was in the military. He had this implant called the MindsEye, as you pointed out. The MindsEye was created by Morrison, something Morrison. I missed the first name. They said it multiple times. I just didn't care. Mr. Morrison. Mr. Morrison used to work for Silva, but has disappeared. But apparently his office is still in the Silva, this place where you now work. And from what I could tell, Jacob had no idea about this at all. And what let's do full spoilers here, okay? Because all of this right now that you're seeing, first 30 minutes of the game. Everything that we've talked about for the most part, first 30 minutes of the game. Full spoilers. If you don't want to be spoiled on fucking MindsEye, pause, go play it, and come back, I guess? I don't know.
Of all the things to choose.
Yeah.
Like, of all the hills to die on.
Yeah.
Why this one?
But
I wish I died on that hill.
Gobby, can you
Some
tell
ways
me?
you did, my friend. In some ways you did.
From what it seemed like to me, Jacob Diaz, former military guy, had some trauma, reached out to his friend Seb, who worked for Silva, and Seb's like, you can come stay with me, I'll get you a job here, we'll get you back on your feet. And from what I could tell in the first 20, 30 minutes, his whole goal is just now, I'm going to get back on my feet and I've got a good job. Cool. And then within the first 10 minutes, somebody's like, you've got this implant. The guy who made this used to work here. His office is still here and it's untouched. And now Jacob his whole thing is going to figure out, like, find this thing to learn more about it.
They reveal pretty quickly after he walks out of that lab that his entire intention was just to do that. Like, he knew it was Silva Tech, but he didn't know anything else about it. So he's like, I'm going to go just ruin my friend's life that I know from like 10 years ago, move in with him, get him to get me a job so I can figure out what this thing is in my neck.
Hey, buddy, thanks for going out on a limb for me, but also fuck you and your life.
It's still within like the first like 40 minutes of the game, or at least like my gameplay, which is probably like the first like 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Like, why that guy didn't like kick him out of his house immediately, I'll never know.
Yeah.
He jeopardizes this entire guy's like career and life within 20 minutes, and he's like, yeah, sure, that's fine, I'll go along with you, this guy I haven't talked to in 30 years or whatever.
Yeah, I just got off a Greyhound. Don't worry, I'm cool. Says everybody who gets off a Greyhound before ruining that one friend's life.
We all do it. We've all done it. You know,
who hasn't?
You know, sorry, David. But so, like I said, from like the little bit that I've played so far, Seb, the best friend or the friend, seems just like super into this whole Silva thing and is very happy to be working there, and just loves this company. So it's definitely a shock that Jacob's able to just be like, hey, help me break into this thing that you've been working at for at least years, that is treating you well, that is paying you well, that is giving you all these perks. I want to fuck it up.
hey, I know how you love health insurance, but let's fucking ruin that so I can get some closure.
Like how I said, it starts in the middle. This is the part that made me feel like we're in the middle of a story. There should have been much more time with these guys like reconnecting before we
Yeah.
were like, yeah, just let me like put your entire life in jeopardy here with so I can figure out this old decommissioned drone.
Yeah. Like if you
Let's get a
literally
lot.
if you cut out the scene, like legitimately just the scene, between the flashback and Jacob passing out, and then kind of there more flashback, and then walking and going to work. If you cut out that little scene of Jacob showing up at this house after traveling across the country and seeing his friend for the very first time in years, and getting into the room, and his friend's got a job, and like all that little if you cut that out, and it's just, hey, here's a flashback. Now we're in the present day, and Seb and I are going to work at Silva. This story, it would have just, I feel like, been so much just more concise, first off, because you're cutting out 10 minutes of cutscene, but it wouldn't have felt, at least to me maybe, it wouldn't have felt so disjointed where it's, I'm showing up out of nowhere and I'm gonna fuck everything up, and I'm supposed to, as a player, I'm supposed to know what Silva is, I'm supposed to know what this is, I'm supposed to know what this is, and just jumping right into the middle of a story.
Yeah, for a game that's helmed by somebody who worked on Grand Theft Auto 5, a game that takes its time to tell the story, that just how rushed this thing is looking just feels so fucking weird.
Not just Grand Theft Auto 5. Leslie was a part of Rockstar from like Grand Theft Auto 3. So like
All of the ones like all the slow burn like amazing games.
yeah, the peak of Rockstar is when he worked there.
And clearly he took the wrong stuff.
Yeah, as a game director, even with them. Like,
No!
I'm
Hold
pretty
on,
sure
really
he
quick, really
directed
quick.
some of the games, I
Really
believe.
quick. What are Leslie's pronouns?
He, I believe.
Okay.
I think.
Because I've heard you say he. I also heard you say she. I just want to make
Oh,
sure
that may
that
have
we're all
been.
on the same page.
It might have just been a mess up from.
Okay. Okay.
from
Okay. Cool.
me talking.
Okay. Just want to make sure we're not
As far
cunts
as
here.
I know, I
Yeah.
apologize.
God. But yeah, no, like this just everything you're describing sounds like just a super rushed story. And it's just like 3, 4, 5, the stories were not rushed. Like they took their very sweet time. Hell, I'm playing through 5 for like the 6th or 7th time now. And it's just like
There was a time, and like I can say this because this game came out so long ago. There was a few years there where I would just go back to GTA 5 and just play the single player story once a year.
that's what I'm doing.
Because it's a great story,
Yeah.
you know?
Like it's so like the 3 different branches like converging and splitting off and then finally coming back as one. What?
Keep going. I want to pop this up as we're talking.
Okay.
So yeah, the 3 story. Sorry.
Yeah, like they go back and forth and weave around like and how like I just unlocked Trevor and they're just like, yeah, you got to do all this Trevor shit before you can go back to Michael or Franklin. I'm like, all right, okay, whatever. And I'm realizing it's like, oh yeah, you need to learn more about Trevor and who he is and why Michael faked his death.
Yeah.
And decide and like dimed him out and never had contact with him again.
Kind of everything in GTA 5, every story beat goes into the overall story.
Yeah, like every
for the
story
most part.
mission.
I mean, there's the bit where your son drugs you and then you're falling through the air. Great.
Yeah,
mission.
but that really, really, truly is. Truly is. That felt like it was setting up for the whole like go find the peyote plants. Bye.
Yeah.
Like that just seemed like somebody's like, yep, this is a thing that needs to happen, so we need to have you fucking trip balls before we can say, oh, by the way.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that was in the base game. The peyote plants were not added until the Xbox One PS4
Yeah,
port,
that's
I
why
think.
something. But yeah, that's why I'm
That is
saying
true.
it feels like somebody's like, "Hey, you're gonna do this, and you're gonna remember this."
Oh, okay, so then, yeah, later on
And then
down the line.
10 years down the line, you're going to buy this game again. You're a
Because you
sucker.
fucking will, idiot.
Because you fucking
I
let
didn't
somebody
buy it
borrow your...
4 times.
I'm trying to think. Nice. Yeah, I'm up to 4. I had to buy it twice on 360 because I loaned it to a friend, and he disappeared off the face of the earth
I think,
after pissing off a bunch of other people. So it's like, oh, good. Good to know.
I think I'm at 2.
Yeah?
Must
Maybe
be.
3.
Gotta get those numbers up.
Maybe 3. So I did, when it first came out, I went to the midnight launch at that's how fucking long ago, the GameStop. I don't have it anymore, but I won the contest for their, like, 10-foot Grand Theft Auto 5 banner that they had on the store.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I think we just threw it away at some point, because the fuck am I going to do with it? I got GTA 5 originally, like, day one when it came out. And then I think I did buy it digitally as well, because I didn't want to keep the disc in there. And then I bought the upgrade on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
But I haven't purchased the upgrade for the Series X or anything. Yeah. Anyway, porn.
Porn, and where do you keep it? Anybody else keeping hard copies around? Or is it just us? Oh, God.
All right, besides
anyway,
porn,
back
so-
to this piece of shit.
Yeah. Back to less fun things. What is this public service thing? And silver medal? What was
Okay,
it? Is
so
this
yeah,
a mission, or was this just a side thing, or what?
This is the introduction to like the Arcadia stuff is part of the
Okay.
story. So like in the office, he sees on the wall like pictures of what the drone saw. Then it like gets all light and he passes out. He wakes up and there's like a portal in the office. And then when you walk into the portal, it starts that.
Okay, so that's what I'm assuming. This is him after he passed out.
So you
Yep.
break into the office, do drugs,
Also,
go on a
dude's
trip.
passed out twice in one day. Go to a doctor.
Yeah, man, that's not good. That's super not good for you.
Like, he
As
passed
someone
out,
who
woke up, went to work, did a full shift, 10 minutes,
As a-
passed out again.
I'm not a medical professional. I just work at a hospital, but I know passing out twice in a day, not good. Like super not good.
Yeah,
Not a good
he can
thing.
blame it on the implant.
Also, just waking up with an implant just right under your ear,
So,
also super not good.
to be fair, the implant was from when he was in the military. And in the opening cutscene, like I said, the soldiers drop out of a helicopter like inside of a haboob, and then essentially call on him. It's like, hey, Diaz, we can't see anything through all this. Come do your stuff. And that implant lets him kind of control a drone that then goes through. And from what I can tell, like that, it seems like an implant is way too goddamn complex just to fly a drone around. Instead of just
That's all it does.
The may I rephrase? Having the government implant something into like the base of your skull, super not good for you.
fair enough. Okay. So this public service thing, this is just part of the story.
Yeah, you have to do this, but it's kind of like the setup of this is what Arcadia is. And there is like a list. If you push the pause button, there's like a play tab in there.
I saw that.
And that has a list of like races and like little things like this that are just like there.
Black, yeah.
Yeah.
All the different races. Yeah.
It's just it's like their pre-made Arcadia missions like this. This is one of them. There's one that pops up like in your living room later. You're at the house, and there's just one like a portal that shows up there, and it's like a gas station robbery. You just play as this random guy with like a sweatband, and you do a gas station robbery, like run away from it.
So about how many of these
It has
are?
nothing to do with the story.
Yeah, how many of these are mandatory? If
This
you remember,
one, and that's
just this
it.
one. So
That's
the other
it.
ones,
It's the only one.
the gas station thing, you can just be like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, which I realized I thought it was required when I just did it on stream, and then when I had to go back to that mission for the achievement, and I just walked right past it. It's entirely unnecessary.
Okay.
It's just kind of like it's a giant portal opened up in your living room. Are you not gonna walk into it? Like you got to be a little curious about what's in there.
I'm throwing an orange into that thing first and see what comes back out.
What I want to do, I just want to
Gas station
jump
bomb.
into the quote unquote twist in the ending here. So I tuned in, once again, full spoilers ahead.
I did while we were away. I thought of a couple of other things.
Okay, go ahead.
If you want me to roll out, so before we go into full spoilers,
Yeah.
like a little wrap up. I
Yeah.
completely forgot one thing that drove me nuts the entirety of this game. There's no melee combat, like at all.
At
You
all?
can't
What?
punch anybody. Not at
How
all.
can you live in Vegas and not be able to punch somebody in the jaw?
When you get like you round a corner and there's somebody there, you just have to like fumble with your gun and try to hit them.
You just have to like
And
kind
I
of
just
back
felt
up
like-
because I'm assuming if you're right next to somebody like this.
Yeah. Yeah, you just kind of like aim and waddle in any direction trying to hit them.
I'm just
But I felt like
imagining
I should add that in.
that. Now I'm just imagining that episode of King of the Hill where Dale becomes a bounty hunter, and he just gets the dude with unpaid parking tickets, and it's just them in like the bounty's fucking kitchen, just hands up because they both dropped their shotguns, and neither like. That's what I imagine happens anytime you round a corner and run into somebody in this game. Just easy.
It happens a
Easy.
lot because sometimes you'll run into a room and then the enemies will spawn behind you because they have set spawns. Like you'll walk into a hallway because you're moving too fast, and then they appear and you're like, oh, there's people back there. They spawned.
Yeah, I think I did notice that on your streams a couple times.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
So those were the two things I wanted to get in there for anybody that's like, I don't want to see the spoilers because I want to buy this for some reason that they should know. You can't punch anybody, and that's a reason not to buy it.
Yeah.
Hey, Gobby, real
Anybody with a
quick.
pool cue? What the fuck is this?
Real quick, in Discord, your mic settings, is your mic sound coming from your headset or your microphone right there?
This one?
Is it?
You should be.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, just making sure. Because I just... Look,
unless
I
it changed.
should have said something an hour and a half ago. Just the
Does
sound
it
is
sound
good.
bad?
No, it sounds fine, but it just does. Maybe it just the gain is down or something.
Or something's. Yeah.
Okay, I might have had it set wrong. I apologize. I may have done this entire podcast with my headphone in. I apologize.
It's all right, and I can tell you right now, you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's fine.
Now I have a super loud volume of you guys coming through, like eardrum shattering.
Yeah.
If you honestly, it was fine before. I was just like, I feel like that sounds a little bit different. So I just wanted to make sure. So if it's better for you, if you go back to it, it'll be fine.
No, this is better for me. I just didn't realize it was like that. I feel so bad. I just did this whole
Discord
thing with my headphones.
Fucking
mic.
dumb. Like I've set my Discord every single time I set it. This is the mic. This is the speaker. But this is Bluetooth and it connects to like my phone and everything too. So then I connect it when I get on the computer and hit Bluetooth headphone. And then Discord is like, oh, that's a new thing. Let's just put everything there, you know? And then my audio is, and I've got it's Discord's fucking dumb.
I leave mine that way on purpose because when I stream, I leave the Discord chat open so people can drop in. So this goes to them and it doesn't affect this other mic that's going out to the stream. That was just an oversight on my end.
It wasn't that you were like, we couldn't hear you. I could hear you when I did like the recording before the recording to listen. It's clear as day. I just after a while I was like, I feel like is that coming through that mic? But yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I apologize if your audio is wrecked.
But our audio is not that
my
great
bad.
anyway. Have you watched this? No, apparently you haven't.
You've
I've
been
heard
here
'em.
before.
I've heard them.
Yeah, we love you. Okay,
I
so
have no room to talk about audio. Adobe Podcast is my favorite thing in the world. I use the Adobe Podcast like AI audio editor all the time. It saves my life because I can't fix it myself.
I did the I spent the money because I got a bonus from my last job, and then I got laid off, so I probably should have waited. But I got a bonus, and I took a few $100s, and I paid for the DaVinci Resolve, like, lifetime thing, which is definitely, for me, worth it, because I use that to edit all of our podcasts and all the videos and everything that we post online. It's cool. But one of the things in the paid thing is that you can generate a transcript of the video, and then have it go through and remove any dead spots. Which sounds good until I did that for an entire video and then watch like the first minute and a half, and it would just cut off a half second too early and just cut off words. I was like, oh, well, that was a few $100s. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I've looked forever to like find something that can do that because that's like most of my editing time is cutting out blank space, and then like nothing does it well.
Yeah,
So
it does come in
it's not
handy
worth it.
for when I clip out something from the podcast to make it just a little short. Comes in handy there because you can just kind of go. That's like 45 seconds to 70 seconds or whatever. But for an hour and a half, 2 hour podcast, not doing it. Sorry. I froze. The end of the game.
Okay.
Full
We're in the
spoilers ahead.
spoilers now, right? Full spoiler territory.
So the game starts.
Yeah, sorry I derailed us there.
No, you didn't. I did with audio stuff. The beginning of the game, you've got the MindsEye. Your drone sees a thing and like gets hacked or something, and then you are 3 years later. You're working in this entire like this. You're working at Google, Google or what is it? SpaceX or the fuck Elon's cunty thing is. I don't know.
I compare it more to like Marco Silva is like a Elon analog, and then there's also like a female Trump analog that shows up for like a little bit, but really doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Other than wear like red hats, and that's like her whole purpose.
But like a lot of the stuff, and especially in the marketing and everything as well, it's all technology. It's technology. It's futuristic technology. It's drones, and it's you're doing this and doing this. But then when I tuned in to your last stream, at the about half-hour mark of your stream, you were on the final mission of the game. The stream went about 4.5 hours. Just want to point out that's how long that final mission is. Ridiculous. But apparently you were an alien?
Yeah, there's aliens. They just kind of appear like in the last 3 hours of the story. They start talking about the kin.
Yeah, the
they
kin.
don't really like explain what the kin are. And then in the last like 12 seconds of the game, a portal opens up with aliens in it.
Yeah, so I literally jumped in and you were going through just hallway after hallway. And then this is something in games that anybody who's played a lot of like especially specifically like these types of games, this third person, this kind of action thing, and you're kind of running around and killing things. Your character, Jacob Diaz, the guy from Mafia 3, has a headset in, so you're hearing people and you're talking. And you're doing this crazy mission where you're running around this giant warehouse full of enemies and full of robots and killing things and this. And these fuckers are just having a humorous conversation in your ear the entire time. And just being sassy and being like, meh, it's weird. Like, and there's 5 fucking people talking the whole time.
And none of the dialogue is written well. There was so many times that they'd say something, and the only response I could have is, "That is a terrible joke," or that is written so horribly that it makes it less enjoyable because they've made it so
You're
all the
literally
writing
hitting
is
him
just
with,
obnoxious.
just hitting him with, literally with, that's crazy, and just trying to keep the conversation moving.
Oh man, that's nuts, man. Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
No, bitches be crazy. Bitches be
I'm happy for you, or sorry
crazy.
for you. I ain't reading all that.
Yeah. But that for me at least, just watching, took me out of the kind of seriousness of what they were trying to build up to. Because you are going you're at the end. You are going to find the source of everything and trying to figure out this whole mystery. And then these people in your ear are just talking about nonsense and nothing. And just making the whole thing kind of a joke.
Mm-hmm.
But the kin. So when I tuned in, once again, it was in the final mission, which takes 3 hours, and it is just going through hallway after hallway after hallway after hallway. Boom, portal. And the portal just kind of, for me, because I hadn't seen this thing at the beginning where you have the portal to go into the Arcadia stuff and everything. So for me, that was the first portal, and I'm like, that seems out of place. So for you playing the game, did this alien thing just literally come out of nowhere? Was it just, hey,
Oh, yeah.
by the way, it was aliens now, instead of
100%.
it's Elon Musk?
So there's a part where after you eventually meet this guy that puts the implant in Jacob's neck.
Yeah.
And
Jim Morrison with the doors.
you help him launch a signal or something, but they don't really explain what it is. But they start talking about the kin, but they're not really oh, these are aliens. They're just they're this thing that is, so you don't know if it's a parallel dimension thing or if it's
or maybe even just an AI or something.
Yeah, or like a synth or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, they're the kin.
You
and
see, because even at the very beginning of not the very beginning when you're in the Haboob, but when you get to the city, you see humanoid synths or robots walking around I saw one with a hat. Why?
Yeah, they wear hats sometimes.
Just a full. It wasn't like a robot
was it
in clothes and a
hat?
hat. No, it was just a baseball cap. It was
purple. It's always a purple baseball cap.
Yeah.
Why?
They have one character model with a hat.
Imagine Detective Valentine. Nick Valentine from Fallout 4, okay? But his actual skin is gone, so it's just the synthetic robot
Oh God.
wearing a baseball hat.
Yeah, the best part is that there's no clothes other than the hat.
Just the hat.
It's a nude robot in a baseball cap.
So you see these things from the beginning. You see that there are these synthetic these robots, these beings, and then there are there's the I think they call them not RoboCops but cop bots. I think they literally call it just cop bots because they couldn't do RoboCops because Peter Sellers, but they're the the 2-footer just show me your ID, I'm ice, but not really. And then, so you see them around. So as somebody who is just maybe just watching or playing, you'd be like, oh, this is the work of the kin. My mind would probably just go to either Fallout 4 or Cyberpunk 2077, where there's the rogue AI. Maybe that's the kin, but apparently no, it's aliens. Because why the fuck
Which
not?
is the entirety, once you meet Morrison and they do the whole send up the signal thing, that's when it starts oh, the robots are turning against us. They're not following their protocol. And they start talking about the virus that these robots get. But the virus is the kin controlling the robots. But the whole time you're oh, the AI's gone bad. And it's oh no, there's aliens controlling the robots.
Sorry, I'm listening, but my camera was a little blurry.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a signal to stop.
No, it's...
Can you push your mic kind of out of frame?
Like that? Or do you want it
Robert? Yeah, you're fine. You're not having.
You're
focus
beautiful,
issues. Robert. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking.
Oh yeah, no.
Am I a
It
little
just
blurry in Discord, or have I had too much to drink?
you're a little blurry.
Okay, good.
Yeah. No, and that's why I said move your mic down out of frame because it looked like it was focusing on that, which was weird.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, but so
whatever.
yeah, the kin. Is it just me? Like, so did it just feel like just completely out of nowhere?
From what, like, I mean, while I'm streaming, I'm not 100% like on every word that they're saying because I'm focusing on talking to chat and making fun of this game. But I was like trying to pay attention as much as I could, and I don't recall any mention of aliens before the last 12 seconds of that game.
Yeah.
Like they're like, we have a big twist, and the big twist is suddenly there's aliens and they caused everything.
You're not alone, and they're the problem.
So we were watching. I was watching you. Showering and just living life. Very nice. Very nice. But then I was watching you finish the game. So the end of the game. It's the kin are opening a portal for some reason.
The orb.
Oh, also there's an orb. Which
Yeah,
I
I guess I could like kind of set the stage here.
set the stage a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
do something the
you go
Kingdom Makers
down-
couldn't do.
As much as you can.
You go down into like this like mountain, the hole in the side of a mountain that's borderline impossible to find because you're using that little circle. And
Yeah.
you walk in there, and then you go down, like you said, hallway after hallway of these like this like lab built into the bottom of like just a mountain. And then you come across this. Eventually, you come across this orb that's like what they think is causing the virus for all these AIs.
It's
So you
it's
must
It's a
the
big case.
it's the piece of Eden from Assassin's Creed.
Oh, you lost me there. I don't know anything about Assassin's Creed.
Well,
Fair enough.
something you get in
But-
front of you, and you just got to sit back and do one of these.
Yeah. The so
Ponder it.
this orb it's in like a case. It's encased in this thing, and then a like military general steals it from you, and then
Why?
he dies.
Is that a
and
character that was
robot takes
here
it.
before?
He showed up like once or twice, but I don't
Okay,
really know
okay.
what his purpose was.
It was
And then,
Colonel Oliver North, man behind the
a robot-
Iran Contra.
a robot grabs it and just starts running through the city, and then the rest of the game is just running after this robot that has the orb. You're just running down the streets of the city to stop this robot, and then when he gets to the end of the portal opens up with aliens.
Wait, I must
And they-
ponder that.
And also, difficulty cranks way up to like 30. Like it goes on as like a
Yeah,
your
I
scale
noticed
hits
that you
10.
died like 10 times. Because you
Yeah,
would
it
pop up
goes
out of
from, like-
cover, get shot, and just be dead.
They also take like they become bullet sponges immediately in the
Yeah.
last mission.
Yeah.
It's so easy up until that point, and then it for whatever reason becomes very impossible.
I mean, it's so easy unless you're controlling a camera. But, so, yeah. So the robot grabs the orb. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to, like... At this point, do you already know about the kin?
They have mentioned the kin. I don't think they know that they're aliens.
Okay, so you've heard the
From
term
what I
the kin.
gathered. Yes.
After playing the whole game. Not
Uh-huh.
just thinking everything is technology.
Yeah.
You hear, oh, there's this thing called the kin. Here's the name. Here's an orb that we think is causing all the problems with these rogue robots, this rogue AI. Which in itself, great concept. You've got AI, you've built this AI so smart that it is becoming almost sentient and going rogue. That story on its own, fucking great.
Mhm.
Will Smith did it. It was awesome. There's Ali, obviously. So there's this orb that they think, for whatever reason, is causing this issue. one of the robots, the rogue AI, takes the orb, just fucks off with it. You're chasing this thing. It trips, drops the orb, like a rom-com of some sorts. And then the orb... And now this portal pops up with aliens.
Yeah, something like that.
And then the end, like the last scene of the game, from what I remember, and this was, you played it, I watched it. This portal opens, and all of a sudden, everybody knows this is the kin. They're aliens. We can't go through the portal, or we're going to... Did anybody go through it? Did anybody try to go through it and die? From what you remember?
It opens, they look at it, and then Jacob goes, I have the mind's eye, so I'm part kin. So I guess he's part alien because they use the tech. I think the tech is built off of something like ancient kin.
Yeah, like...
And then he says, no one else is going to die, and he walks into the portal, and that's the end of the game.
So from what you can remember, at least, there is no build-up to, hey, there's this alien species that is controlling all of this shit, and now there's this portal, but if a human goes through it, they just die. It is just Jacob's like, I'm put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
Alien. Let's try it, and it works.
Yeah, the only, like, kind of reference to the kin is, like, there's... At the beginning, when the drone goes down and, like, reads the symbols on the wall.
Yeah.
Like, those are kin signals. So they kind of, like, hey, there's something here.
Like,
but they don't say it. This is an...
Yeah, from watching the end of you play it and then me starting it, I see that. I'm like, oh, I think this is kind of what that's going for. Because then Jacob goes back and he has a seizure and everything. And then the very first fucking thing that Jacob does is go and kill these rogue robots that are just standing around these symbols. And no one gives a fuck, apparently.
Yeah.
That these robots came in here, made these signals, and then were, like, standing around it, worshipping it. They're just like, no. They went crazy and they're weird. Just kill them and we'll just not deal with it. Also, nothing weird happened until Jacob showed up.
I guess there's, like, a very subtle hint to, like, hey, there's something here. But they very much play it off like, oh, this could be, like, an ancient civilization or, like, you know, whatever dude that invented these made these. They don't really, like, signal that, oh, these are aliens. This is alien tech.
So, in your opinion, as somebody who has actually played the game, Mike and I are going to play it in November for our extra live stream. Okay? Did they need to add the aliens?
Up at your house with a 30 rack.
What was the question?
Did they need to add the aliens, or could they have just done rogue AI?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I was about to say. Not. I haven't played a second of this game, and I can tell you they didn't need to add the fucking aliens.
Like, everything that we've kind of talked about and seen from the trailers and from your stream and everything, at least, you know, if you haven't watched it, go and watch his streams, youtube.com/@BlasterGoblin, because YouTube's weird. You have to have the @ symbol in there, or just search for Blaster Goblin on YouTube. That'll work, too.
You can Google it. I pop up.
You Googleize it.
Took a lot of work, but I'm there.
You Googleize. If you Google Storymoders.com, our website comes up because I have the domain. Go to storymoders.com for your Pride merch right now. All the proceeds that we get go to Encircle, a local Salt Lake...
Wasatch Front.
Wasatch Front. Fair play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helps
I'm gonna return a shirt
LGBTQ+.
And get some.
Don't return. Just keep the Limp Wrist Club and just buy one of ours. Go look at them. Come on.
God damn it, Gobby.
I tried to make a shirt for every different gender ideology and sexual orientation that I could find, but there also is just one or two that are just like kind of pride almost. I hate to say that the term generic, but just like, hey, yeah, pride, and I'm an ally, cool, go ahead.
Yeah.
But Where was I going
Anyway.
with this? Aliens.
We didn't need the aliens.
We didn't need the
Established
aliens. Could have just been rogue AI. But so I was once again watching Gobby finish the game. Mafia 3 goes through the portal. And that's it. Like, everything just ends, and then it goes to the credits, and we were in chat being like, oh, I wonder if there's a post-credit scene, like a Marvel thing.
Oh, no.
And, Gobby, can you maybe explain what that post-credit scene was? Because
Yeah. I Googled it while I was sitting there,
Okay.
because you can't skip the credits. You also can't skip any cutscenes in this game. If you go back for a playthrough, you're sitting through all Kojima style cutscenes of 4.5 hours for the intro.
in fact, right now on the
And-
TV, as any former or our recurring viewers, listeners know of, I have a TV over here that's typically just watching YouTube or something. Right now, our good friend Rose Waltz is playing Death Stranding 2 on the beach. She's got the early access. She is playing it.
Hell yeah.
I can't hear anything because it's all just muted. But a little, future announcement. When Rose Waltz and Neo Ayoshi are both finished with Death Stranding 2, they're going to come on the podcast and do a big spoiler cast, because I don't know about you, Mike. I'm not going to play it. I was going to say I don't
neither
care.
am I.
That's not the case. I'm not going to play it, and I'm not the audience for it. So we're going to have Rose and Neo on after they're both done with the game, and let them just kind of go crazy with spoilers and talk about the game and talk everything. Yeah.
So our friends are going to be talking, and we're just going to be getting hammered in the background.
Exactly. And speaking of which, Mike's a little drunk. I'm a little drunk. Gobby, this post-credit scene.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, the credits go on for, like, what felt
Forever.
like an hour. Like,
Yeah.
I went to the bathroom, got a drink, came back, still was going. It was like
did the
1:30
thing.
in the morning
They did
because
the
I was
thing where it
dedicated
was
to
like,
finishing.
yeah, they did the thing where, like, so if you're watching a movie, the second to last thing before you see, like, the Made in Canada and all this shit are, like, the songs,
Yeah.
like the soundtrack. They did the soundtrack, and I was like, oh, it's almost done. And then it was like, localization, all this. I was, oh, god damn it.
Yeah, and then they
But-
list like the babies that were born while it was going on, and then like external teams that helped, and it goes on forever. And usually, like Marvel knows, like a post credit scene, like you put it halfway through, like you do.
Yeah,
your,
exactly.
You do a
your,
half
like-
credit, potentially a post credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said,
So
Build a Rocket Boy, thank you for naming every single person, I'm assuming, that helped on this game.
Appreciate it.
Every developer should do that. Every publisher should do that. Anybody that had a hand on this game, even if they may have left the company before the game launched, they helped with the game, put every single name in there. Okay.
yeah,
But-
that did come off like
Yeah.
I was like, they should not have all these people in the credits. They should have all the people in the
No,
credits. I
Gobby
agree.
no.
was just like, hey, just thank the CEO, and that's it, because they get all the money anyway, so who cares?
They work the hardest.
But I feel like I should have like that some games will at least have a thing where you like hold the stick down and it goes fast.
Yeah. No,
Give me that.
I understand exactly what you mean. Yeah.
I'm on a stream. It's 1:30 in the morning. I'm just trying to
Like-
get to the end of this, and
Like,
those
let me
people
get
don't want to
through
be
this.
associated with this anyways. Like they don't want people to know
We
they
talked
worked
about
on
it.
this. But yeah, that hits, and then it cuts to the person. I don't know what her name is because I don't know what the names of most of the people are in this game
Was
other
it-
than Jacob Diaz.
Was it Rigby?
Possibly,
Like the head of like the security that you meet on your first day?
yeah.
And that's fresh in my mind
believe
because, like I
she's
said, I
talking
just
right
did
there.
like the first 20. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know anybody's name outside of like Jacob and then Silva, and that's like it. And Morrison. Those are my names. That's what I got. Nobody else stuck in the cranium. So it shows her. She's standing there trying to figure out what happened, like where the portal was, and then
And this
a
is
robot's,
right
like, arm
after
twitches.
Mafia 3 walks into the portal.
Yeah, it's like it's supposed to take place like moments after. Like
Yeah,
a robot's arm twitches, and then it stands up and looks at her, and then she says Diaz, and then it goes to black. Is he a robot now? I don't know. He may have become an alien robot at the
He
end.
was a
of it.
robot the
I
whole
don't know.
time.
That, especially that post-credit scene, very much seemed like, once again, going back to like the very beginning of this conversation, get on first before you decide to do this whole big giant everywhere and Arcadia and this and this and this. That post-credit scene and just the, hey, they're aliens all of a sudden, just reeks of, this is a much bigger universe that you won't even,
it feels like this is a bigger universe, but we don't know how to properly set it up, so we're just gonna ham fist this shit in there.
Yeah,
they have
aliens.
said that like
there's this.
Like they've said that MindsEye is like their like this is your entrance into what we're building. Like MindsEye is connected to everything else they want to do, but it's just done very poorly.
I too say a lot of things that don't necessarily make sense.
What I will point to, and I think like anytime there's supposed to be some sort of gaming universe or video game universe, like or like movie universe, what I would point to is the original Mass Effect. Okay, so BioWare went into the original Mass Effect with the idea of making a trilogy. Okay, so setting up a universe to then be able to kind of play in later. But if you were to play Mass Effect 1 and finish it, there are questions that you have, because you defeat like the Reaper or whatever, and you defeat Sovereign and everything. But then you're like, oh, cool. There's so much more that I wish I could learn. But if this was the only game, it ended. And there's an entire universe going on, but this game and this story that I'm playing ended. And then Mass Effect 2 is a bit different because then they're like, yeah, we're doing 2 and 3 back to back, so we know that we're doing them. But Mass Effect 1 is, here's this story in this universe. We're going to throw a lot of shit at you, a lot of these different alien races and a lot of this other shit and this. But by the end of Mass Effect 1, if you didn't play 2, 3, and Andromeda, you're like, no, I got to the end of that game. I don't know maybe what the Reapers are, but I got to the end of the game. Right now, as I leave, universe is safe, everyone's good to go. And that's kind of what I mean when I'm saying get on first. And I think the two of you understand, but, just kind of clarifying it. Like, if you don't get your first shot, you can't go anywhere. If nobody picks up on what you're doing at the beginning, and nobody cares about MindsEye, and no one plays through it to see, oh yeah, there's aliens, and oh yeah, there's this whole expanded universe, and oh yeah, there's this Arcadia and everywhere, and people doing this. None of this other shit matters. And it seems like what they were trying to kind of have their cake and eat it too. We're like, hey, MindsEye is your introduction into this world. But instead of focusing on this, we're trying to tell you everything and have you come back. And why are there aliens?
Feels like somebody ran out of stuff to write.
It does. It feels like, hey, how can we explain all this stuff? Aliens in the third act with no preamble at all.
I find like one of the hardest things to write is like your ending, and I feel like they were like, we've got this figured out, and then at the end they were like, I don't know what to make the virus like the cause of this virus is. So let's just do aliens. Like that feels like they got stumped and they were like, I have nothing clever, aliens.
Yeah.
And then we can use them in everywhere.
We've got this figured out. No, we do not.
Like they could have very easily just made it so the AI went rogue because maybe Morrison program something. Okay? And that's why these robots went rogue at Silva. Because something that Morrison put in there before he disappeared kicked up because of the mines. You can have everything come back, and then maybe there's a post-credit scene where there's like a hint of, oh, maybe there is like an interstellar, like maybe there is an alien in play. But this just seemed like so. I think Mike used the term ham-fisted in, where now it's aliens because why not? You know. God damn it! I wish this game was so much better.
Yeah, I really do, because I was like way on board for MindsEye from like moment one. I got into this like this creator program. I was in this Discord, you know, the one that they were saying that people paid people to say bad things about it in. I was in that Discord. They like I was on board. I was watching all the trailers. I was doing coverage on it, and in my like initial coverage, I'm like, this doesn't look bad. It looks like GTA 5, so it could be fun. And it's a linear game like Mafia. I really love Mafia. I'm playing Mafia Definitive Edition right now. Like I could this is a lot of things I could really enjoy.
Yeah.
And I'm their audience and they fumbled it so bad on me. I'm a bad game apologist.
This motherfucker, if you don't remember, has a speedrun record for Tony Hawk's Shred.
Yeah, I'm the guy that at the end of it was like, hey, maybe Shred isn't so bad. So, like, this should be for me. And they lost me. I just, I don't have a possibility of how they could, like, turn it around. I think this is a loss.
Is there, because they did, what was it? They just did a bunch of layoffs too, right?
Yes, yeah, I think they laid off like 100 people. And so, it's like a 400-person studio.
Do you think there's any future for Build a Rocket Boy and for, I guess, the MindsEye universe, the expanded universe, and everywhere in Arcadia?
If they like really buckle down and make this thing like usable, and also make like they're gonna have to add in gameplay features. Like they're gonna have to completely overhaul this game.
They're gonna have to do a melee.
Yeah, they're gonna need to add a melee. You know what else? I completely forgot until just now. There's no police in this game. Like you can run people down the street, run into stuff. There's no like wanted system. There's no police. They don't exist. They have robot cops in the game, but no police system.
A.k.a. includes robot cops.
Yeah,
for sure.
But like they make them. They have models for them. They don't do anything. There's no police system there. You can't get in other cars. Most of the guns are garbage.
Just once again, this is a half-baked world with a half-baked story that technically functions most of the time, some of the times, half of the time. Sometimes your character only has hair, but whatever. Deal with it. 4 out of 10.
Yeah, 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. Once again, I think this might be the most in-depth MindsEye review. Because you've actually played the entire game.
Well, also, like, not very many people got review codes, and I don't know why they let me have one. Have two. Why'd they give me two?
Oh, yeah, well, what? So, hold on, so you had a code, and they were like, do you want any extra?
Yeah, so they gave me a code, and then they were like, hey, you're making a lot of content. We're going to bump you up to a VIP in our thing. And I was like, this is just content talking about how terrible this game is.
It
and
is,
they were like,
yeah.
Okay, we'll give you a VIP status, and we'll give you another code you can give away or whatever. And I was like, cool. Anybody want this code? 24 hours later, everyone had said no to this code. And then I finally found, like, I had a friend of a friend who was like, I'll take it. And I was like, okay, here's the code. And then I looked at it and I was like, hold on a minute. This is the same code they sent me initially. So the second code they sent me was the same as the first code. So they didn't even send me a
Amazing.
second code because nothing they can do right. And then I finally like email back and forth, and then like a week later they sent me a new code. And by that time we had talked about this, and I was like, "Hey, you want this code?"
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that was everything was a disaster from moment one with this game. Not to mention
Every
the lack of like
yeah.
their communication for everything else I did with them. Like I thought I was out of the creator program. Like I thought everything was finished. And then like a week before their game, they were like, "Oh, hey, here's a bunch of other stuff if you want to know about it." And I was like, "Oh, I told everybody it was done because I thought we were over and I had fulfilled all my obligations because you guys ghosted me for like a month." And then suddenly there was more things to do.
Yeah. It's yeah. It's gonna pop this up for a little bit as we
Okay.
wrap up here. So this is one of Gobby's. I think this is the most recent video that's not MindsEye, right?
Yes. Yeah, this is the most recent like actual video that I've made.
Yeah. Every console storefront is a disaster. I'm in this
Yeah.
Hey.
momentarily because I got a Switch 2, and as I was streaming and trying to go to the Switch 2 storefront to download my copy of Mario Kart World, that came with my Switch 2, supposedly built into my account or whatever, would not download because the system wasn't out yet. But whatever. Yeah. So
It's
Gobby,
mind's eye quality store work.
yeah. So Gobby, as we're wrapping up here, tell people about this video. Tell people where we can find you, what we're working on, what you're doing, what you got coming up, anything.
Oh boy, that is a knockoff Nakey Jakey video. It's all green screen. I think all digital storefronts suck, so I made a video about all their problems, and it made PlayStation people mad. Because,
Wait, did it?
I had some comments in places about how I don't know how the store works, and they were because I think finding PlayStation Plus games to redeem is like there's a laundry list of steps to get there. And then the guy was like, "You said it was a bunch of clicks. It's only one click." And they gave me a list of 7 clicks, and I was like, "That is 7 clicks. I don't know what point you're
Dude,
trying
the
to get across here."
PlayStation Store
But
is so annoying to try to find shit in.
It's
Yeah,
so
that-
rough.
it sucks. The Xbox store sucks. They all suck.
They all do. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
point of the video. So I made a video about it. And you are in it because I have a public Discord where I have started asking people for suggestions on video stuff. Currently, I'm working on a video about the weird game that you had as a kid that came as like a gift or whatever that nobody talks about now. So
I
I
have one.
put up a list in there for people to send suggestions.
I'll
So
send
anybody
you one.
watching this and want
I
to
have one.
send them over here, then I will add them into the video.
Yeah.
So that's another plug. I have a Discord. I've got a bunch of stuff. I do this. So that's my video. I'm hammering down hard on shorts. So there's shorts everywhere across the TikToks, Instagrams, YouTubes. And I'm streaming once, sometimes twice a week now, if I feel like it. Just doing a bonus stream. So I do those. It was all the 20 Hot Games. Those are done. Then MindsEye. Now I got to find something else to do by Friday.
Wait.
So, until
Did you do?
+4
Did
comes
you
out.
do 1 and 2?
Yep.
Okay. I may have
I
fallen asleep.
knocked out the
through-
entirety of the
through
series.
Fair.
And then now those are across. It was originally YouTube. Now it's across Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. I tried TikTok streaming last week. So I'm everywhere. You can find me.
At Blaster Goblin.
I'm at Blaster Goblin everywhere. Most places have a link tree that'll take you to whatever platform you want. And there's also blastergoblin.com if you want to go there too. Also,
we'll have the links in the description.
downers.org will take you to my YouTube channel if you want to use that link.
Downers.org.
Yeah, it's from this old local commercial from around here about this guy that sells furniture and gives away onions. And he was a character on my stream for a little bit, so I have his domain.
Okay.
All right.
Mike, where can people
I can
find
send
you?
over some clips.
Oh, yeah. You can find me. I am at Nerding for Beginners on Facebook and Instagram, nfbofficial.bluesky.app on Blue Sky. We're still working on getting the Storymoders domain on there. And by working on, I mean we talk about it every episode and then forget about it immediately.
My work blocked the Blue Sky domain.
Really?
So during the day, I can't access it anymore. I can get on Deck Blue, but I can't do anything Blue Sky.
Can't do anything.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But text me your log. I can probably do it tonight.
Okay. If I remember.
You could do it right now.
Twitch.tv. It's not going to happen, Chief.
Fair.
Be real with you. Twitch.tv/nerding for beginners. Streaming at least once a week. You know, doing stuff. Yeah, still raising money for Encircle, and I don't know. I got a couple things in the fridge that I really want to try to weave into some sort of fundraiser. So, went up to H Mart, Sandy, this Taiwanese Asian grocery store. I got a little can of iced coffee from the company Mr. Brown, and then also a little glass bottle of Carabao energy drink. You know Carabao if you know the FA Cup.
Nah,
so I have
League Cup.
Oh, League's Cup. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know that. So yeah, I don't know. Trying to weave those two into a thing. Try to get you to give me money or give a charity money. You know, I don't know. It's still on the drawing board. Those things are in the fridge. But twitch.tv/nerding for beginners. I'm playing one of 3 games, providing witty commentary and fun sounds via the soundboard.
Mikey, I love you.
I love you too.
Gobby, I love you. Say it back.
I love you too.
All right, friends. We will see you next week. Follow Blaster Goblin on all the socials. They're going to be down in the description. Follow Nerding for Beginners everywhere. Follow, most importantly, and I think Gobby will agree, follow our YouTube channel. Get us to 500 subs by the end of the year. Make me play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Fucking Zelda game. Fuck. If we get to 500 subs by the end of the year, I will play that on stream. Mike will be here to yell at me.
Be
You're
drunk
gonna play a
and
Toon
heckle
Link
him.
game?
What's up?
You gotta play one with Toon Link.
No,
Baby
I'm going to play
steps,
one
Gobby.
Zelda game. Fuck every Zelda game, but apparently Breath of the Wild's supposed to be the best one. I don't know. Okay.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Not Toon Link in it. It's not the best.
Toon Link is in Smash Brothers, and I can beat the fuck out of him.
That works.
All right, fair enough. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.